Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. Today's going to be actually kind of an interesting thing. We're gonna not look at comics because comics are for losers. We're going to look at what Mark calls comics. We're not going to call them comics though, but we're going to call them magazine format size books. Okay,
A comic.
these are yeah.
Yeah, we have, I don't know, have this little debate about this.
We had a massive debate about it. Not a little debate. It was a massive debate, which I won, of course.
Oh, no,
But
no.
But no, basically, we're looking at bigger books. We're looking at books that are not standard comic size, but contain comic-like elements.
Yes.
And so,
Just big comics.
so basically, we're going to show 10 books. We're going to show 5 each on my channel, and then 5 on each on Mark's channel, and explain why we brought them, and just have some fun. So Mark, what books did you bring?
I've got some crackers. So I'm going to start with this one, which is The Savage Sword of Conan, number
Cool.
1. You haven't brought that, have you?
No. It's one that I actually don't have.
Oh, do you not? Okay.
No, I'd love to own that book. It's a great book.
Yeah, and this is I got this last year. It was one of my surprise finds in a lot of comics that I bought. So I had a fantastic I bought some books from a Scottish auction house. Bought 3 big lots of comics, and they didn't take pictures of everything. And there was
oh, nice.
There was a listing, but the listing was like this amount of text. That it was like 3 boxes of comics in each lot. And when this arrived, I discovered it contained the first 30 issues of The Savage Sword of Conan.
Wow.
Not in mint. I mean, it's not bad condition.
It looks like it's in good shape. Yeah.
It's got an old sticker here. But yeah, it's not in bad shape at all. Probably a 50, 60. But that was a nice thing to have as a
bonus. Yeah.
I actually already had about 3 or 4 copies of The Savage Sword of Conan, but I did not have number 1. So yeah, so that was a really nice surprise. They called now that I think they officially called this a magazine, didn't they? Marvel.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So this would be. It's Marvel that produced those, right? So
yeah, it's Curtis, but
yeah, that's a Marvel subsidiary, I think.
I think it was a Marvel subsidiary. Yeah. So there we go. First, my non-standard sized comics. It's Conan the Barbarian.
Magazine comics. Magazine comics. I don't know. I'm being silly.
I might let you have this one. I might agree with you that this is a magazine
because it even says yes.
But
so this will be the funny point that we're going to be doing all the way through.
Yeah,
here.
It will.
Okay, so I'm going to show. This is like a first appearance. I've shown this actually. You've seen this one before from me. It's Mickey Mouse Comics.
Oh yeah,
Mickey Mouse magazine. Now they also had Walt Disney magazine as well, which was a different format. But this one, the reason I'm showing this one is this is the first cover appearance of Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah,
and it's Walt Disney, when they first published a lot of their stories, they were in this magazine format. It wasn't until later, and as a collector of Walt Disney stuff, you have to get both. So there's a first comic appearance, and then there's a first magazine appearance of the character.
I think that's a comic. Because it's those are comic books.
It's very comic-like, except for the size.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this one's this is Mickey Mouse Magazine Volume 4, number 2.
Nice.
And actually, it's a really great back. It's got
it does have a nice back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like this Mickey Mouse thing going on.
Mickey Mouse doing an advert. Yeah.
Yeah, and Minnie Mouse. And I think she's topless, so it's a nude.
Okay.
Nude Minnie.
I knew there would be a reason why you'd got it, Anna.
Yeah. So extra bonus. We got the nude back. So yeah, so just a really cool comic. And one that I like, these kind of like historical books. These magazine ones are quite good for Disney stuff. lots of cool first appearances.
Okay, I've got my next one. Might be even older than that one, Alan. This is from 1937.
Okay, that was 38. 38
I
mine.
beat you by a year. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Popeye.
Yeah, so this is feature books number 2, featuring Popeye. So yeah, and feature books wasn't always Popeye. We had Dick Tracy appeared in books as well. So yeah, it's got a bit of a bottom corner missing down here. Other than that, it's actually somebody's penciled their name in on the top here.
And is this one of those ones which is done in like canvas?
Done in.
Is it a canvas cover?
It might be.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Actually, open it up because I'm worried about it falling apart if I open it up.
Yeah, but it looks. I mean, except for the corner, it looks pretty nice. Presents well.
Considering it's from 30, I mean, you can see the staple, the area around the staple.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't particularly want to open it up because if I open it up, it'll start falling apart a bit more. I might send it off for grading, just because slabbing it will protect it.
Yeah.
And there's only about seven of these graded on the census.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, really nice. 10 cents. Feature books number 2. Really nice Popeye. Popeye doesn't age, does he? He still looks the same now.
Yeah. On that book, he says, "I am what I am," a magazine. So yeah, it's cool.
So nice and a sweet pea, of course. It didn't age either. Yeah. So I really like that one. That's one of my earliest comics.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Almost has like it could have had the potential to be one of those infinity covers too, because it's like him on the little book that she.
Oh yeah, but it's not the same, is it? It's
not quite. Yeah, it almost.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Actually, he does look the same in there as he is there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
Almost an infinity cover, but not quite.
Yeah, if it's just had the bottom bit there with it, would have had an infinity.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one that I got to show, this is actually a really weird one. And I love this book. This is Pussycat #1.
Oh.
And this is Bill Everett. Yeah. Bill Everett art.
Really? Bill Everett?
Yeah, Bill Everett. And it has Wally Wood and also Bill Ward. So 3 good girl artists, greats, of all time. And it was produced by Marvel. So it's just kind of weird that they have this kind of very, it's like there's no nudity or anything inside, but it's very sexy, lots of good girl. What
year is this?
This is from 1968.
Okay, because that's all right. So that's well into the sort of Marvel era, isn't it, with the superheroes?
Yeah.
So how many issues of that were there? Was it just
just the one shot? Yeah. And it's quite rare actually. And it's kind of, it was targeted towards adults. So it's weird that Marvel.
The lady is a swinger.
Yeah. That's my point. It's very like, it's like, see cute curvy score from see the curvy cutie from Score versus the foul fiends of Lust. It's like, and then on the back, you can see it's meant for adults. It's like alcohol on the back, and
that's a fragrance.
Oh, fragrance. Oh, it looks like alcohol. I thought it was alcohol.
No.
Is it fragrance?
Yeah, it's a fragrance.
Oh yeah, it's a cologne. So it's still to adults anyway.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's interesting. Like, it almost reminds me of like, in Playboy, they'd have like sort of the cartoons inside those.
Yeah.
It almost has that feel to it.
Yeah, it does. Very, very much like that feel. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird that Marvel of all companies produced this. So very interesting book. There is a price variant to it as well.
Oh, okay.
So this one is the standardized one, which is the 35 cent, the normal price. But there's also a 40 cent variant, which is extremely rare. And I just happen to have it too. So I have both. So it's, very rare book. It's like there's only 5 on the census of the price variant.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly rare.
Okay, so I've moved one of my other comics up because we were talking about adult magazines having
Hmm.
cartoons in them, and this is an issue of
Oh, nice.
Penthouse Comics X or
Hmm.
X issue
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
I don't even have to censor it because I don't think there's anything naughty.
There's nothing to censor on that one. Yeah.
No.
I have that book
It's
too.
got
It's great.
Adam Hughes art. That may well be Adam Hughes on the cover, actually. I'm trying to see if there's an AH on it. Yeah, so
That's not Adam's Hughes style, I don't think. Doesn't look like
I
him.
don't think that's Adam Hughes on the cover.
No.
I think you're right. Yeah, this is a really good. They did a whole run of Penthouse did a whole load of cartoon comics, just
Hmm.
containing cartoons, not just this one, but there's another series as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ran for about 30 issues, I think, and they're great, great to find, and they're not
Mhm.
expensive either.
No, you're wrong on that.
Am I?
They're expensive. Yeah, they're pretty
Are they?
expensive.
Oh, well, I've
They
got.
were even on, like the Penthouse comics
Yeah,
were even on
yeah.
Heritage.
Really?
Yeah, and they went for a pretty nice sum.
Did they?
So
Yeah, I've got
it's a
all of
pretty
them.
it's a book. That's probably like $100 to $200 range.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, I thought these were £10
No, 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 no. They're expensive.
because they're from. I think they're from the late '80s. I think like early
Yeah,
'90s.
late '80s, early '90s. Yeah, somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think this is just fun things to find. And some of the cartoons are really good, and the artwork's great in these. Uh,
Hmm.
and I was going to say I don't know why they're not worth more, but you told me they are. So
They are worth a bit more. Yeah, they're very collectible. Very great. And some of the, I like issue number 3 is kind of cool. It's
okay.
like a some Nazi branding one. It's
Oh
like
no, I've
kind of
got that one. Yeah, I've got it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely that's a really great thing to show. Another thing I'm going to show is so there's a publication called Skywald, and basically it was like I forget the two guys' names, but Sky and then Wall. They're
Yeah,
two
yeah.
names put
They
together.
melded the names together.
Yeah, and they produced a book called Psycho.
Oh, okay. Not so.
Okay, and this is Psycho number 2, I believe. But this is the kind of they brought back the character of the Heap, and this was a comic magazine. And the reason a lot of and that's actually really important to distinguish. Actually, the whole idea that it's a comic magazine, because you could have more adult themes in the
Oh yeah,
magazine.
this was during the
Yeah,
uh,
and you could do things like it didn't go through the normal distribution channels. So comics went through a certain distribution channel. These would be like magazines, so they would go through their magazine things and
different channel.
targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, this was one of those companies that really leveraged that. They were producing a lot more. You know, like their horror stuff was much more adult, much more catered towards adults.
Yeah.
And what happened was they actually became a victim of they were doing okay, but then Marvel and DC got into the magazine war. I guess there was like a little battle,
Yeah.
and they were just a casualty of it. They
Of
just
that.
couldn't compete
Yeah. With the
with
volumes.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of, but a very cool company. And Psycho, these ones are highly sought after, especially this one and number 1, which is a really great skull cover.
Yeah.
So
I've
yeah,
never seen that before. That's a new one to me.
yep,
Okay.
Psycho.
So I'm now going to show you something that proves that comics don't have to be your regular standard American
Oh
size.
no, if it's Garfield, then I'll be like,
It's not
oh
Garfield.
no, Avengers.
This is a British comic. It is a comic, not a
Mhm.
magazine. This is from Marvel Comics Group. So this is produced by
Okay.
Marvel UK. So there was a period of time when Marvel UK was producing a whole range of titles. They were
Mhm.
all reprints, apart from 2 titles. I think one was Captain Britain, which was original, and yeah, there's another one where the UK version got ahead of the American version, and they had to produce original material for Planet of the Apes.
Yes,
So at
that's a
some
good.
stage in the Planet of the Apes run, the UK version started producing the original material because it was a weekly comic, and it overtook the American one. So yeah. So the Avengers was obviously just all reprints, and this is a great one. This is the Kang first appearance of Kang. Yeah, which really nice. I've got 2 copies of this actually. So
Wow.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I always thought that was kind of a weird cover, personally. The Avengers 8.
Yeah,
Um, with the ball.
yellow wall thing. Yeah,
How do you draw a force field? I was, I thought,
I think it's all right. I don't mind
yeah,
it.
it's kind of interesting.
It's very recognizable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, so many covers these days, they're just all
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You
another
don't
group
remember.
of superheroes on the cover, whereas,
Yeah, this one it stands out. Yeah.
it does. So yeah, there we go. Marvel UK. These were weekly. This is number 5. So the numbers don't match up with the American versions, except
Yeah, and how much later was this than the
this
American?
was 1973. So this
Oh,
is
so like maybe like
yeah,
5+ years later.
yeah, but it catches up quick because they do them weekly. So
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, yeah.
by the time you've got to number 150, you're pretty much
Caught up.
So
Yeah,
yeah. And I think this did go on to some quite big number. The Avengers one, it was one of the longest running ones. And
that's cool.
strangely, Planet of the Apes was a very popular run.
Yeah, well, those are another book. I was shocked how expensive they were. The Planet of the Apes ones.
Yeah.
Very expensive. Okay, so the next thing, actually, this is kind of an interesting one. And I'm actually showing it for the first time, even on my own channel. It's in an unboxing, but I haven't. Probably by the time this airs, the unboxing won't have shown it yet. But it's a really kind of a cool first appearance and a cool comic magazine. And this is Cracked.
Oh, Cracked. Yeah, I've got a few of those.
It's sort of like Mad magazine.
Yeah, it's a bit of a copy. Yeah.
It's a bit of a, they did what, it is obvious that they,
Yeah, even that character on the front, they use him as their Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah. And he's very similar.
Yeah.
But this happens to be the first appearance of Mervyn the Martian.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So
there's sort of a cool first appearance. But I kind of
Roger Rabbit up there as well.
Oh. Yeah, they got Roger Rabbit. I forgot this guy's name, the penguin guy.
Oh, I know him. Yeah,
Bloomfield or something like that.
And then you got
then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and then you got Daffy, and then you got like what's his name, Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle, yeah.
Yeah. So just kind of cool, and then even the back's kind of cool.
The back's really cool.
Like Guns and Roses, I think.
That's a great issue of Cracked.
Yeah. So it's as I said, it's a key because it is the first appearance of Mervyn the Martian.
Yeah.
But the reason I show this one is it is that comic style, but it's obviously it is like what it is. It's more of a comedy magazine. But I think a lot of these are underrated. Most people collect them as magazines, but it has that comic, and it is actually Severin that did the art.
Nice, Marie Severin.
Yeah,
and she was a
Isn't
good.
That cool?
She did because she did the work on not Brand X and
yeah, like a whole bunch of things. Yeah, but so it's kind of a cool book, like very under the radar. Like because it has like so many kind of cool things going on with it.
Yeah, right, my last one again proves that the British have got large comics. So this is a great. I picked up some of these, and when I bought them off eBay, and I didn't realize that they were not standard size. So when they arrived, I was pleasantly surprised because they're fantastic. And this is produced by a company called L. Miller and Son, who
yes, you told me about them before.
Prior to Alan Class, so they were sort of like 40s and 50s. Alan Class was 60s and 70s. And Alan, I think, took over their stock when they went out of business. But anyway, they had the rights to the Shazam character, Captain Marvel. Here we go. This is Marvel Family number 66. Now, quite often the numbers did match on this. So what he used to do, so this probably does match with the numbering on the US one, or maybe it doesn't. I can't remember. I did check into this. And these are great. I've got about 4 of these, and they're sort of large size, as you can see, but it's definitely a comic. What a magazine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just reprinting the Fawcett.
Yeah, it's reprinting the Fawcett stuff. Yeah.
But it would be bigger. So sometimes what I've seen with those, when they do the slightly bigger size, is stuff that was cropped out in the actual original.
Yeah, you get in it. Yeah.
You get that extra little.
Yeah. So really nice 6D, which is that 6 old English pennies. And a great cover. I love this cover.
Yeah, it's a great cover. Got all the major characters there.
Yeah. Is it Mary
Marvel, Captain Marvel Jr., and Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Is Captain is he called anything other than Captain Marvel Jr.? Has he got a name?
No.
Fred.
Yeah, he's got a name, but I forget his name. One sec. I can't remember his name right off the bat.
It's not Billy Bates. No.
Billy Batson is Captain Marvel.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember the boy's name. It's something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, great cover.
Okay. L. Miller and Son. These are really quite difficult to find. These are
I can imagine.
These are really.
And I imagine the paper quality wasn't.
Oh, paper quality is awful because we're just after.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so I mean that's why you wouldn't see them surviving, right?
Well, not only that, but it's for the British market, a much smaller market than the US.
Yeah.
These guys were in Hackney. My guess is the print run of this would have been a 1,000 or 2,000 at the most.
Wow. Yeah. So and then survivability,
and then these were ephemera. They were read by kids and thrown away. So I'd be amazed if there's more than 10 copies of that surviving anywhere.
Nice. Very cool. Okay, so my last one that I'm going to show on this channel, and again, it's another one of these more adult orientated ones. Yeah. When you showed the Penthouse one, I was thinking about this book. I was really thinking about this book. This is Heavy Metal.
Oh, of course, yes. Heavy Metal's great. I've got some Heavy Metals. I didn't.
Yeah. Heavy Metal is actually
as well.
A pretty major publication, and not just because it's long lasting. I think it's still going.
Yeah. I think so.
But it brought in a lot of artists. So the artist that this copy just happened to bring in is Peach Momoko. So this is Peach Momoko's first published artwork.
So that's quite a recent one then.
Yeah, this is this is issue 288. I forget when this is from. I think 2008 era, somewhere around there, maybe around there. So yeah, so it's fairly recent, but it is like a major book, and it just. But there's a lot of really great artists that first did their work in Heavy Metal, and Heavy Metal. The format really does cater to bringing in new artists, new talent, because you could do your own style, you could do your own story, you could do like pretty much the whole thing, and and without any real limitations. You could go as wild as you want. So yeah. This is where Peach Momoko made her start.
I've got a whole bunch of Heavy Metals, probably from the 70s.
Yeah, so there's actually 3 different covers for this one. I picked the Sexy Girl cover, but there's also a Fazetta cover, which is like with Death Dealer on the cover.
Did they do variant covers then?
Yeah, this one had three different covers.
Wow, okay.
I just picked this one because I like the Sexy Girl. The only reason. But that's not Peach Momoko's art on the cover.
No, I was going to say that didn't.
Interior story that she did.
Yeah, because she's not like on the cover with her first piece of art.
Yeah. She was, a new artist, but I just think that's kind of cool. I think that's a kind of major magazine in terms of, and they had several movies as well. They had 2 movies, so very important. Okay, so that is the first half. We're going to show some really cool stuff on Mark's channel, so stay tuned for that. And just click the link somewhere at the bottom there and go over to his channel, or check the description. I put it in there as well. So thanks again, Mark.